The WNBA's Angel Reese received her first signature sneaker, which should be available as of right now, and so is the performance review. So let's get started. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on these bad girls right here. This is the Reebok Angel Reese 1. Angel Reese's first signature shoe with the brand. First off, like just as an aesthetic thing, I think that these are dope looking. This colorway in particular, I really like. We also have this pearl colorway, which is okay. I don't think that it's great, but I think it's cool. However, there's also this white and black colorway. Stupid fire. I love those. The shoe itself on court is actually really good, so this is something that I'm personally really excited for. I'm a big Reebok fan. The Reebok Questions are one of my favorite sneakers of all time, and while I'm not going to say that Reebok's back or anything, it's like a bold statement for them having like really two shoes, the Engine A and now these, which are essentially the same shoe. But I will say that this is a great start, and I really hope that they are able to keep up the momentum on having a solid performer with solid cushion and tech. This is good stuff right here. The price point, everything, it's great. So the outsole right here is very reminiscent of the Engine A. The traction pattern is damn near identical. They do have some slight modifications. So if you were going to look at like this, I guess where you would call the big toe area, it is a little bit different in terms of like the actual pattern and everything, but not much. Is it enough to like be drastically different in performance to the Engine A? No. Does it perform really well? Yes. If there's too much dust, you're definitely going to need to wipe a little bit. The rubber itself isn't like extremely tacky. It's just tacky enough to where if the floor is good, then you should be solid. As far as outdoor use is concerned, I would say that this is still kind of like on the softer side of rubber, so I wouldn't really recommend it, but the cushion is good enough to be worn outside, so I wouldn't say that it's an awful idea. Just know that the outsole is probably not going to last too long. And just to take care of it, because I know that if I don't, a lot of you guys will complain, but her initials are on the outsole right here. You can see the A and the R. It has nothing to do with performance, but just in case you wanted that little call out, there you go. Now the cushion is probably the shoe's standout feature. Like if I was going to pick one thing to describe Angel Reese's first signature shoe as well as Reebok's Engine A sneaker, I would say that they're stupid comfortable. Like the cushion is awesome. So much like the Engine A, we've got an EVA style outsole, but on the inside we've got two different pods, and they are of Reebok's new ERS system. And I say new because ERS is old, but ERS originally were energy tubes, and that was what the energy return system was all about. They were kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like the K-Swiss tubes, or if you're going to look at like something modern like On sneakers, where even though On sneakers not really like that, because like they're more molded, but either way, they were literal tubes inside the shoe, and they would go through the sneaker like this so that when you step on it, it would compress and then deflect the energy back, so hence energy return. Whereas their new stuff is all foam based. It's actually a nitrogen infused foam, so it's going to last a long time, meaning that it's not going to bottom out quickly. They say that it's part of their super float foam, so I haven't personally used that on any of their other models except for their basketball products, and I gotta say it's super comfortable. And if you wanted a good visual, this colorway of the Engine A shows it off perfectly. You've got two large sections of ERS foam, and like I said, it's like got great coverage. It is a little high off the ground, so if you're looking for ultimate court feel, maybe this is not going to be the ride, but I will say that they are low enough to the ground to where you don't feel slow or like you're in something super mushy. So yeah, the cushion to me is probably, again, the shoe's best feature. I think that they really knocked it out of the park there, and I think that's a great move because, again, I'm a big fan of Reebok's old stuff. I love the old ERS system. I love the original actual real Hexalite. I love DMX, the air transfer system, even though DMX foam is cool too, but you know, still. Again, I don't want to say that this is a return to form. It's just that they're actually doing something, and I like that. I like it a lot. We need more competition in this space, and if Reebok is one of the brands to bring it, let's get dangerous. Now the upper is, this is the part where it's like, it's obviously like really modern. So what I mean by that is that it's just textiles and fuse overlays or TPU overlays. I do like it a lot more than the Engine A though, I will give you that. It's very similar. So this is a textile build with basically like hot melt, like fuse panels all over it. And that's what makes up this shoe. This shoe right here beefs things up a little bit, which is really interesting. So it's essentially the same style of build, even though it's not the same exact textiles underneath. And then the outer shell is is, again, kind of like that same style, even though it's not the same exact thing. This is actually a thicker, more durable upper than the stuff that they use on the Engine A. I really like this more. It gives more depth to the design. It makes it almost look three-dimensional, almost like they actually tried to design something signature-like, and I really like this. Like this shoe right here, as well as the Jaw 3 design-wise, to me at least, actually look like signature sneakers. They don't look like just another run-of-the-mill shoe that you're seeing on shelf with a name attached to it. Like it feels like somebody actually went ahead and tried to put personal stuff on this to make it really fit the player. In terms of overall performance, it's stupid durable. It's also got plenty of ventilation and breathability, so you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Like the reason why you would use textiles and synthetics like this are for those main reasons, and for that they do a good job. The tongue is also super breathable. That's something that I just absolutely love. Like if you're gonna have the shoe not be breathable or not be too breathable, which this one isn't, but just as an example, if you were and then you still had a very breathable tongue, then that's like the best spot to add ventilation. That's where a lot of heat escapes your foot and everything like that, and having it on there just, I mean, it's comfortable, it works, it's ventilated, it's awesome. I will say the tongue is a little puffy. Like when I was lacing them up every time, like I was kind of like, the tongue's a little bit in the way, but I would take this over one of those really thin tongues that I can't stand. One thing that I will complain about, this is a very small nitpick. You could probably take this complaint and honestly just throw it out the window, but they came laced like not all the way up to the top, right? And I was lacing them, or I was trying to lace them all the way to the top, and all of the eye stays here are the same exact shape as the eyelet, which is this weird flat little thing instead of like a circle. And that's awesome because you could relace these really easily, except for that last one. They put a circle where there's supposed to be a rectangle peg, and like I was like, bro, what the f? And so it took me forever to stick that thing through there. Yes, that's what she said. Okay, whatever. The insole, by the way, is this piece right here. I would suggest taking this out if you wanted to swap it out with something else immediately. There's a lot of glue under there, so as soon as you start to wear it, it's going to really like bond to the footbed and to the strobel, and trying to take it out afterwards is going to be a big pain in the ass. So if you happen to play in them as is, and then you wanted to switch the outsole out, you're gonna have to use like a hair dryer or something to try to like heat that glue back up so you can pull it out easily. Otherwise, you're gonna have like little underneath the strobel and stuff. It's gonna be like not a good thing. Now in terms of sizing, they fit pretty much exactly like the Engine A's. Initially I had said go true to size with the Engine A's and you should be good, but after like moving around in them and stuff, I don't feel that way. I think that the Engine A as well as the Angel Reese 1 fits a half a size minimum too big. So I would really recommend, if you can, try them on in store if possible, and then if you can't, go down half a size automatically. You should be fine. There are like Achilles notches inside of the heel area, but they're not like heavily sculpted or anything. If anything, they're kind of like half-assed. They're like more so stitched into place instead of actually being filled with foam and stuff like that that's actually going to like cup your Achilles and your ankle and everything. So I guess if I were to fix something, that would also be one of those things, is like if you're going to put those in there, put them in there right. Now the support features are pretty solid. The shoe itself is nice, wide, stable, all that stuff. So if you're looking for something like that, which I personally think is a huge plus to any basketball player, but especially shooters, then that's something where like this would be a good move to like try these out. Again, the base is nice and wide. It's plenty stable. I do think torsion support needs some work. There is a torsion plate in there, but you can definitely like over twist that shoe. So that's something that I would look out for. That's something that a one-to-one fit will help solve, as well as an insole replacement, like such as like the Move Game Days or Game Day Pros. But again, as long as you get them to fit you perfectly, then it shouldn't be that big of an issue. And then right here in the heel, there is an internal heel counter, but I love that they actually put an additional like TPU counter. It is kind of low, but I still think that it works well. It's attached to mostly the midsole, but it does poke up a little bit and keep the upper strong and everything. And I just like the way that it looks. I like the way that it feels, and I really dig it. Now, with all of that being said, do we happen to have time for a viewer submitted question of the day?
What, in your opinion, is the closest hoop shoe to the Hyperdunk 2011 Low nowadays?
I don't like these kind of questions. It's hard to compare anything to something, let alone like...
You're actually usually pretty good at it.
I'm only in feel, because when I say it, I'm not like this is just like, it's not like that. You know what I mean? Like it is different. Like obviously if I'm gonna say like this is like, it is, because they're built on the same last, the same cushion, the same traction, just a redesign on the upper really is what it is. So these are the same shoes, you know what I mean? Like, so comparing the two is not a bad thing because it's quite literally a fact. But first off, that Hyperdunk is great.
Can you quickly explain to me what makes the shoe so great?
The traction was awesome. The cushion was great. Heel and forefoot zoom paired with a Phylon midsole that was super lightweight but still kind of like springy feeling, where you just felt fast in that shoe. You know what I mean? But not fast to the point of like it's only letting you be fast. It's like they also let you slow down with the great traction and stuff. The fit was amazing. And the materials were similar to this. It was just cheap textiles with fuse on the upper, man. It was like not anything crazy, but they fit so well that it didn't matter. But with all that being said, if maybe you have thoughts, maybe you played in something that you think is very similar to the Hyperdunk 2011 lows, sound off in the comment section below and let us know. On top of all of that, what do you think of Angel Reese's debut signature sneaker? These being a follow-up essentially to the Engine A, I think is a good move. I think that it keeps everything very similar, but without breaking the bank, it doesn't ruin a budget. You know what I mean? It really feels like this is like one shoe. So if you like these, let me know. If you played in them, also let me know. If you have sizing advice, I, again, would go down half a size, but maybe you feel differently. Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you all in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.